Okay, FarmTech 2013 is a wrap. It's over.
Yes.
It was awesome. It was, we had highlights, right? So we had an amazing amount of concurrent speakers. And Rick's highlight, what was it, Rick? What was your highlight?
I would say hanging out with Ron McLean for an hour while he was getting ready for his keynote, by far. Career highlight.
Lots of Jets talk.
He's better informed about the Winnipeg Jets now than he was before he came to FarmTech. We can safely say that.
Okay. You did your job. Good.
The feedback from the crowd was they loved the stories. Even going back to the late 80s and stuff, and the stories about Gretzky, people really liked it.
Yeah, he really connected with the crowd really well, and we also appreciated that he acknowledged Lloyd Dosdall, who had won the award just before he came on.
I think for a lot of people that was the highlight. It was that he was recognized by the FarmTech community. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, like Lloyd's been a huge part of this conference, and certainly with agriculture. And when we had to pick somebody who's made an outstanding contribution, it's not that long ago that people had never even thought of the word beneficial insect. And now on any crop tour, any speaker talking about spraying, some farmer always puts up his hand and says, what about beneficials?
Yeah. What was your highlight?
Yeah. Oh wow, there's so many. I think for me, one of the great things has been the amount of tweeting happening at this show. You know, lots of concurrent sessions, great sessions going on. You can't get to all of them. You have to decide what, you know, do you go to it the next day? And some people are using the tweets from the other from the other conferences or concessions to know which ones they should check out. So that's been really neat. And the amount of people that I've met, I'm not from Alberta, so this is new ground for me, and I felt like I've been here a million times because of the people that I've met.
Bunch.
Wait, you know, you are. And just, you know, Twitter sort of acts as that icebreaker that, hey, you put a face to the name and you actually get to meet. And so it's been a great tool to share what's going on in the other sessions. It's been a great way to meet up. It's been a great way to meet new people and share what's going on. So that's been really fantastic.
One of the things I love about FarmTech is that not only does it allow us to showcase some of the intelligence and the knowledge that is from our Western Canadian agronomy experts, but it also, FarmTech brings in people from outside, right? So we had Stuart Barton, right? Farmer from Australia. He's bought a farm in Kenya. He's farming. He is he's basically going to sell his farm in Australia, move to Kenya, farm full time. It's awesome, right? It challenges people, right, to think differently, because that people think you go the other way, right? Or Peter Johnson from Omafra, who really challenged the Western Canadian farmer here, you know, to push yields higher. People that have 12-inch row spacing should be moving to 4, and if you're using 12, you're an idiot, he said. Which we've heard lots of his stuff before on this website.
Exactly.
I really think that's one of the keys, right? It's the challenge. And we found out from David Chilton, the Wealthy Barber, that, you know what, financial people can be funny.
Yes, and entertaining and share, you know, and what I think most of these speakers have brought as well is almost each of them have got a real practical component to what they're talking about, something you can do on your farm, with your life, with your farm business, that sort of stuff. We've had like some real practical and tangible sort of things that you can take away. So
how about our opening video?
I thought the opening video was great. I mean, nobody saw that coming with Don Cherry, and it just created a buzz right off the start, and you know, Ron McLean got a kick out of it, and I'm sure most of your viewers have too, but that was just such a fun way to start it, because you're always trying to figure out what can we add that's new. So when we asked you if you could come up with some sort of an opening video, I mean, you just exceeded our expectations, and our expectations have been exceeded on so many levels in this conference. You look at one of our other keynotes, John Izzo, we weren't quite sure. We knew we wanted someone to talk about leadership, but he talked about stepping up your game, taking responsibility, and then that translated through so many of the other sessions. Again, you go back to a Stuart Barton who feels inspired to make a difference in the world, and rather than just, you know, making a donation or something, he not only moves his farm to Africa, but then adopts a couple of the kids from an orphanage nearby. So that was really impactful on the audience.
Yeah, there was actually some people tearing up when they were showing a lot of the photos and stuff. It was awesome. So main question, Rick, how do you top this?
Well, I'm not going to worry about that until at least Monday, but we're going to get started right away, and we usually start by trying to figure out the banquets and the keynotes, and then we get the committee together and we start trying to identify the concurrent sessions.
So Lyndsey and I should be getting a phone call in at least 2 weeks, probably?
Well, I can't say that.
Mid-February for sure.
What's the feedback been from trade show participants?
I think it's been really, really good this year. We did a few minor changes, moved the coffee to the back of the room to help increase flow, put up the big top crop trade show lounge. Again, more people spending more time on the show. And what we always hear from exhibitors is, because guys have made a commitment, both financially and time-wise, to be here, is they do a lot of business here. It's not the quick pass by the booth, kick a few tires, ask a few questions. It's really doing deals, talking about the iron or the chemicals or the products or the services that they're selling. So they get a lot of value, and that's important because without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to run a show of this size for so many people at a reasonable price.
And really, that's what we noticed in the booth too, is people coming up and saying, hey, I've heard about you. I want to, what is the site about? Like, it's just the interaction is a real high level of engagement. Yeah. And I think last night we were Syngenta beer, hour and a half. Really a high level of networking, and it's a great group.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that's always surprised us is the room doesn't empty out when the learning sessions are on. There's still people milling about the trade show, having conversations. My first bus ride here this year, 2 farmers sit down behind me. One is from Milk River and one is from La Crete. So where are 2 guys from opposite ends of the province going to get together? And no surprise, they talked about the weather and then they got into their seating system. But there's 2 guys that have made a connection, and when they run into each other next year, again, they're going to know each other and they'll probably pick up where they left off.
Okay. Well, on behalf of Lyndsey and myself, Rick, thank you very much for having us a part of FarmTech 2013, and we're looking forward to next year.
Well, we measured our success by the fact that Lyndsey finally came.
Yeah.
I'll just grab it. My first time, it won't be my last. I will definitely be here next year.
So Lyndsey, let's wrap up FarmTech 2013. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, 2 thumbs. Way up.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate it, Rick.
Thanks.